There are three major struggles that all new agents are going to face this year, and I want to unpack them so that you don't become one of the statistics of the 87% that fail in this industry. This is not going to be an easy journey for people that don't understand these three things, but I'm not only going to explain the three struggles, but I'm also going to explain the three solutions so that you have both what you're going to be inevitably facing, as well as how to thrive and push through these difficult times when you inevitably face them. Now, also at the end of this video, I'm going to give you the top lead generation strategies you should be applying this year for free. So without further ado, let's break down the struggles that you're probably gonna face this year, but not only that, the solutions to each of them. What's up guys, my name is Mike Sherrard with eXp Realty. I train thousands of agents every year, and this is really near and dear to my heart because so many agents get into the industry every year, and the success rate is nothing to be really excited about. Again, with about 87% of agents failing, and I don't want that to be you. And if you're learning from a channel like mine, thank you. Subscribe if you get value from this, because I put out a ton of content to help new agents thrive during their first year and going forward. So let's jump straight into the first one. Okay, so the first thing that most new agents are going to struggle with this year, or transparently any agent, is being distracted. And so with this year, there's all kinds of chaos happening with interest rates or the market in general, the economy, with politics, with the wars going on. There's all kinds of chaos happening all over the place. And what happens a lot of times is, especially if you're somebody that's watching TV, which you shouldn't if you actually want to win in business and life, is you start to see the headlines, the negative narrative. You hear people doing all kinds of different things and saying all kinds of stuff. And it starts to become distracting. But not only that, that's just being distracted by the world. Then you've got being distracted by the industry, comparing yourself to other agents, looking at other people, following other local agents and looking at what they're doing. Should I be active on this platform or that platform, or leverage TikTok or Instagram, or which do I start with? Cold call, door knocking, which CRM, which camera should I use? Being distracted is one of the biggest causes of agents failing. Mindset is number one. Being distracted is probably right up there with one of them, and it applies to mindset as well. So the solution to part number one is just avoid it all. So don't be watching TV, and if you do, don't be watching the news, but if you care about your business and life, you shouldn't be watching TV anyway. Don't be consumed by all of this nonsense. So when it comes to the industry, you're going to see things like AI or artificial intelligence. You're going to hear so many people on YouTube talking about leveraging YouTube or cold calling or door knocking or this CRM or that CRM. My recommendation, and I've got a full video out on this in terms of the top bad habits the new agents have that keep them broke. If you want that, drop a comment below and just say new agent habits. But when you start to look at this analysis paralysis aspect of being distracted within the industry, now that we've tuned out the world, everything works in real estate. So if you're just getting started this year, this is maybe your first or second year, just know that no matter what your broker or anybody on YouTube says or any coach or anything that you read, everything works if you're good enough at it. I know agents that make 7 figures a year from cold calling, from door knocking, from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook ads, Google ads, doesn't matter. You can win with any of it. So when it comes to getting started as a new agent this year, try to be as quick and tactical with your decisions as possible. Say, well, shit, I need some business right now. I'm going to choose one form of active prospecting, one form of passive prospecting. Active prospecting is going to be cold calling, door knocking, or some sort of traditional prospecting. And passive prospecting is going to be something like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and some sort of content that's going to grow and be able to work for you when you're not working. My recommendation, just choose either cold calling or door knocking, whatever one that you're going to dislike the least, because neither of them are fun, but you have to do one of them. Choose one of them. And then with content, I recommend YouTube because it gives you the most leverage, and it's SEO or search driven, and it's the easiest in order to build momentum for free. Now, if you're really caught up and you really have a liking to some other thing and you're really struggling with a decision, this usually happens with CRMs. Which CRM should you use? Well, the truth of the matter is at this point, they're all good. Yes, there's some that have other features that others don't, and vice versa. But again, where a lot of agents get distracted is they then spend the next 2 weeks watching tens of hours of comparison videos of different CRMs to try and get to a consensus of which one they're going to choose. If you really want to know my answer, watch a video and look at a comparison and choose one of them. And if you have trouble with choosing something, write all the names down, put them in a freaking bucket, shake the bucket up, pull one out as a draw, and buy it. And just use it. Because at the end of the day, the CRM that's going to work the best is the one you use consistently every day. And if you need to improve over time, or if you need to add more platforms in over time, that's fine. But just get started. Don't stay distracted by all of these shiny pennies. Because the truth of the matter, going back to what I said before, it all works, but it only works if you apply it and approach it consistently for an extended period of time. Number 2 is a really important one, which is that this year specifically, for any new agent, you are going to deal with uncertainty. Now, that's the case for any market, but this market more so than others. And the reason being is because the problem, if you will, that you're going to face, or the struggle, is that interest rates are kind of all over the map. The economy is uncertain. Politically, with elections happening and certain things going on, there's uncertainty. And so what happens here is that when you're dealing with this uncertainty, you're going to deal with a lot of buyers or sellers saying, I want to wait. And that's going to become frustrating if you don't have a solution to that, which I'm going to give you. But that is inevitable right now because a lot of buyers are waiting for interest rates to lower in order to get a better rate on the home they buy. Well, thus a lot of sellers are wanting to wait because they want to get more for their home, but because no buyers are buying, there's no competition, so they have to take more of a discount in most cases. And so you're in this bit of a quirky space due to the ambiguity of it, where a lot of people are kind of on pause. And so what is the solution to this? Learn who the market is good for. The market is always great for somebody. You see, back in 2021, 2022, first half of it, the market was seemingly great for everybody. Homes were flying off the shelves for 100K over list price, 30 offers in 10 minutes, and lined up the door for open houses like it was absolute mayhem. That is not a normal market. We are now approaching more of a normal market. And so what you need to do is find out who it's good for, because I can tell you that that market was not good for investors buying at the peak because they were paying way more than market value. So that was terrible for some types of investors. It was good for the average buyer that was looking to just relocate or buy the new house or whatever. So when we start looking at this, you need to start to get a better understanding and do research on your own market. And I recommend watching Joshua Smith's channel and start to figure out who this market is good for. Is it good for people relocating? Is it good for first-time home buyers? Is it good for divorced couples? Is it good for FSBOs or expireds? Or is it good for pre-foreclosures? Like, who is it good for? And once you can find out who the market is good for, then you can start to tap into that. Because it is always good for somebody, no matter what people say. And so if you could start to, while all these other agents, the majority of the landscape of the industry is all distracted and all sad and in a flat because their buyers are waiting and their sellers are waiting and everybody's waiting, well, there's a group of people out there that are not waiting. And if you can find that group of people, you're going to absolutely crush it this year. Now, number 3 is a bit of a quirky one, which is you are going to struggle with lead generation. So let me talk about that, because back in 2021, early 2022, when the market was hotter than anything and homes were flying off the shelves like hotcakes, you could kind of take this spray and pray approach to lead generation. You could run Facebook ads to kind of whatever, Google ads to kind of whatever. And as long as you get leads and you follow up with the leads and they actually were interested in buying or selling, then you're pretty much good to go. And leads were a dime a dozen because basically everybody was looking to make a move and capitalize on the craziness that was happening before it was too late. And so it was really easy to convert leads. And the leads that you converted usually wanted to make some sort of move like pretty darn quick. But now, based on the landscape that we're in, and that not being the case, it's not as easy to generate leads. And if it's not as easy to generate leads, you're going to need some damn leads in order to get business as a new agent. So lead generation is going to be more of a struggle because of the fact that it's not as easy as it was 1-2 years ago. So what is the solution to that? Well, it's the answer that you probably don't want to hear, but you need to hear, and that's why I want to give it to you, because I actually want to see you win, is that you need to do active prospecting right now. Cold calling, door knocking. I prefer door knocking. I did it every day for my first 6 months for 3 hours a day. Many people like cold calling because it's a bit easier to get hung up on than a door slammed in your face, and rejection's a bit easier when you can't see somebody. But personally, I like door knocking because people can feel and sense your energy. They're also more reluctant to shut a door on another human than to hang up a phone when there's no kind of emotional connection there. So I really liked door knocking, and I leaned into that because my market was shit when I got started, and it's much better now. But some people like cold calling, some like door knocking. I don't care which one, just freaking pick one. And so when it comes to this, if you need now business, which you do as a new agent, you need to control that by getting in front of people every single day. And while yes, content is important, and I highly encourage YouTube, you definitely should be tapping into that. I've got endless videos showing you the blueprint of how to use it. You need to get on the phones. You need to hit the pavement. You need to get to networking events and talk to people every single day. The essence of real estate, when you boil it down, is the more people you know, the more people who know you, the more business that you do. And so if you're struggling to get business, talk to more people. It is a numbers game. Everybody overcomplicates real estate. You can only do it using this lead generation strategy. This is the best one. That's the best one. Number one, it all works. And number two, it's a numbers game. If you door knocked every day for 12 hours a day, or cold called every day for 12 hours a day for the next 6 months, you never have to worry about business for the rest of your life. The difficult part is most are not willing to do that. And that's fine, because I didn't do that. But what I'm saying here is that it is a numbers game. So if you want to win in your first year of real estate, just skew the numbers in your favor by talking to a ton more people than the average agent who, by the way, probably isn't talking to anybody. So you're going to have to get outside of your comfort zone, find a script, leverage it, double down, go all in, and use it. But right now, what's working well is the low-hanging fruit. Tap into FSBOs, tap into expireds. It's going to be a great opportunity for you to go after what is the easiest to convert and start to build up that skill set of handling objections and the like. But I know that's not the answer that's exciting or that's the most fun approach to business, but in order to build a proper foundation as a new agent, and knowing that lead generation is going to be a struggle this year, you need to do what most agents are not willing to do, which is just suck it up, bite the bullet, and start to make it a consistent habit and a routine in order to prospect every single day. And if you do it for 1 hour a day for the first month, 2 hours a day for the second month, you will be ripe and ready and start to have a pipeline of people that either A, are the average buyer and seller that are waiting to buy or sell when the market meets their criteria and their liking, or B, you start to get people that are in your niche that are ready to rock and roll now. Now, if you have any other questions about being a new agent and overcoming some of these struggles, I've got experience with all of them. Just drop a comment below. I will be here to answer them and make sure that you're on the right proven path to success. And if you do want that video breaking down the best free lead generation strategies that work in this market, check out this next video and we'll give you the complete roadmap.